So in this video, I'm going to talk about everything I read in the month of April 2024. I guess I will pick out a book of the month, even though it was a light reading month. And then I'm going to talk about what I plan on tackling for May. Now, like I said, it was a light reading month. I had a personal issue happen. My mother-in-law passed away. She had been battling an aggressive form of dementia for like 9 years, and it finally got her. So dealt with that, and overall it was really good. Not that she passed away, of course, but the whole situation, all of my wife's family came in from both sides. It was like 2 family reunions going on simultaneously, and spent a lot of time doing all of that. So even when I did get a chance to read some, my head wasn't fully in it, but I think I didn't predict this, but the books that I read this month weren't that challenging, and it worked out pretty good in the end. So the first book I finished, and these 2 books I'm going to go over, I did full video reviews of them that I'll link down in the description, but I read Venus of Dreams by Pamela Sargent. And this is the first book of a trilogy, kind of a character-driven space opera that is kind of taking place around terraforming Venus, and has a main female protagonist, and it was good. It was about what I thought it was going to be, probably. I'm still not positive when and if I'm going to continue on with the trilogy. They're all pretty big books, all in the 500 to 600 page range. And while it was interesting, there's just so many other things to read. So we'll just have to see. If the mood strikes me, I might jump into the second book in the trilogy at some point. The next book I read was She by H. Rider Haggard. And this was just a fun old adventure story. It was written in the late 1800s, so it has everything going on with books from that era. And even though it's in this series from Easton Press called The Masterpieces of Science Fiction, I don't really think it should fall in the genre of science fiction. And from a lot of the people that posted comments, I think a lot of people agree with me on that one. But still, it was fun. It's a short, quick, easy read. It didn't take a lot of, mental attention. So it was a good book to read kind of during this time. And then the last book was The Best of Frederick Brown by Frederick Brown. And this is a series of a lot of short stories. This is a book that I'm reading with a couple other booktubers. We've got Richard from Vintage SF and Matt from Science Fiction Reads. We are going to record the video Friday, May 3rd, and so I'm going to host it. I should be able to post it either that night or maybe Saturday. So just look for all of our thoughts on this book. It was a lot of fun, and even though it was a light reading month, I'm going to have to give this my book of the month. It was just a lot of fun. I don't want to go into it too much because we're going to do the video about it. But I can see a lot of the influence from Frederick Brown. Even though he might not be talked about a lot, I could see how he probably influenced a lot of other authors. And kind of a master at the short story. I mean, some of these stories are like a page or 2 long, and still he can kind of pull off a neat little story in such a short amount of space. So really good there. So next up, what I want to read in May. So I'm going to kind of leave this loose. There were 3 books that I had done in my last monthly wrap-up that I was going to try to read in April that I didn't get to. So one is If the Stars Are Gods by Gregory Benford and Gordon Eklund. So I still might try to get to this one, even though I recently heard that the short story version of this might be better than after they kind of blossomed it into a short novel. So I'm not sure if I want to read this actual book or go find the short story and read that. The one I'm probably most likely going to read out of these 3 is Paul Anderson, The High Crusade. This might even be what I pick up next. I'm not quite sure yet. But this is one I've been wanting to read for a long time, and it should be a quick read. The other one, the third and final one that I didn't get a chance to read in April was Beyond Apollo by Barry and Malzberg. And I'm just not sure I want to tackle this one yet. I know a little bit about this and kind of some of the themes and stuff, and I'm just not sure I'm in the right headspace for that one. So I'll just have to play an Audible. I might start it and see how it goes, see if it sucks me in, but not sure about that. So I found 2 other books that I'd really like to maybe read this month. All of them are pretty short, should be able to do it, but we'll see. So we got The Palace of Eternity by Bob Shaw. This is one I really have been wanting to read for a while after seeing some other people, including Richard at Vintage SF, talk about that book. And then Fury by Henry Kuttner. This is another one that I've been wanting to read for a really, really long time. And so it might finally be the time to tackle that one. So it's kind of what my thoughts for the month. I may mix it up. I'm still kind of trying to get back into a routine of reading. I usually read for a good 2 solid hours in the morning between when I wake up and go to work. And I've been, just doing it a little bit, maybe a half hour, and it's taken me a little bit to kind of get back into it. So hopefully May gets me back into it. Maybe I need a book to get me out of a little bit of a reading slump. I don't know if it's really a reading slump, but I might just kind of peruse the shelves and just try to find something fun if The High Crusade doesn't sound fun enough for me. But I'm thinking that's probably the one I'm going to start with next. So that's about it for this video. Like I said, we're doing our group read video on the best of Frederick Brown, so that'll probably be the next video I put out. So just look for that one, and once again, thanks for watching.